Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my Zefra Yugioh deck profile for February 2018. Been a while since I actually did an update to this deck, but I've been really looking forward to it, especially with the new support for Link monsters that we got for Zefra from the latest booster pack of Extreme Force. Just made the deck a whole lot more fun, giving us more options for extra deck summoning, which is definitely what the deck needed all in all together. So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. To start off, I run 3 Zefra, your main Zefra monster in the deck, obviously. With this card, during your main phase in the Pendulum Scale, you can add 1 Zefra Pendulum monster from your deck to your extra deck face up, and if you do, change this card's Pendulum Scale to the same as the Pendulum monster until the end of this turn. You can only use the effect of Zefra once per turn that way, and the other effect gives you an additional Pendulum summon when he is on the field, and you have to tribute 3 Zefra monsters to get this guy out. I'm not going to say that it's as easy anymore, since, you know, back when, before Link format, he was basically just getting him out for the summon, off your Pendulum Summon, then tributing, and then Pendulum Summoning again, not having to worry about the extra monster zone. Like I said, it is kind of harder now, but more possible with the Extreme Force Link monster, that's for sure. But he definitely helps just for sifting through the deck and grabbing Zefra monsters you need for your plays. Same with Zefra Yugioh, Secret of the Yang Zing. This card searches for your Zefra spell or traps, or Yang Zing spell and traps when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, or when it is Pendulum summoned. You can only use the effect once per turn, but he's a good wall to sit on, and if you search cards like 9 Pillar or Divine Strike, you can literally just set up your back row with this card alone, especially turn 1, and just have stuff to stop your opponent's plays after that. And I also run 2 Zefroxy. Now this one is the one that lets you basically change your Zefra other monsters when it's Pendulum Summon or Special Summon from the main deck. You can target 1 Yang Zing or Zefra monster you control, except for Zefroxy, and that face-up monster is treated as a tuner until when this card is placed on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. So it gives that tuner effect, which is nice for some synchro plays to open up as well. And what I also like is you go back and forth between the 1 and 7 scales with these Zefra monsters, meaning consistent Pendulum Summoning depending on what you want. And Zefra helps just to make up all those plays you want to do. And for the one-ofs, I run 1 Zefroxiton. This is the Zefra where if it's normal, flip, or Pendulum Summon, target 1 other Satellar Knight or Zefra card in your monster or Pendulum Zone, and 1 set card your opponent controls, destroy them. You can only use the effect of Zefroxiton once per turn, but he's the set one, while Zefra Thubin takes care of the face-up cards when it's normal, flip, or Pendulum Summon. You target Zefra monster or Pendulum Zone, and 1 face-up card your opponent controls, destroy them. So you have the face-up options and the set options, which both the cards are searchable in the deck with cards like Zefra Providence or Oracle of Zefra. So you have that to search when you need them. And the same goes for Zefra Wendy, which she helps when it's normal or Pendulum Summon to add a face-up Zefra monster from your extra deck to your hand. So add back cards if you can't really fill out the basically the Pendulum requirements from the extra deck, and use them other ways like with your normal summon if you can't get that many out because of your Link arrows. And that is it for the Zefra monsters. For the non-Zefra monsters, I run 3 Astrograph Sorcerer and the 1 Stargazer. Now this card just helps with the scale setup and the Field Swarm, because one of your big plays in the deck is Electromite, which is a very powerful Link monster, and just having more extra deck summoning options can help with your other monsters as well. And that 1 of scale to give you the option to special summon just makes it easier for you to fill out the field with some of your other monsters. Plus, we also run the 3 Wavering Eyes, meaning it's easier for us to search for what we need, and you can even grab Astrograph off of the Wavering Eyes and then go for your search and special summon play off of this too. But before that, I also like to run 3 Armageddon Knight. There's a really cool combo play you can do with this deck involving Frisson and Armageddon Knight, getting you out 2 extra deck monsters, which then you can use those and your other monsters to get out Zefra Metaltron. So it's a very good play for getting out your bigger monsters. So 3 Armageddonite to send the Frisson to the graveyard, and then use its effect there, which let you pay half of your life points to special summon it from either your hand or graveyard. It just goes to the bottom of the deck after that, so make full use of that special summon, because the Frisson is also a tuner, meaning you lower its level down by what's on the field already. So having Armageddonite on the field means you can get a level 7 synchro play, which I can explain the play at the end of the video. Makes a lot more sense from there. And you also, the 1 Mare is needed as well, because you special summon it off of the Yazi for the synchro play, basically, to get out more monsters, and then link summon with the tokens you make off the Mare for the Miss Starboy. It's really, really cool, but I'll show it at the end of the video. And also 3 Oracle of Zefra. This card is your field spell, it's your searcher, and you get different effects based on if you Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz summon while this card is on the field. Way too good. Like I said, it's a plus off of whatever you need by just adding 1 Zefra monster from your deck to your hand. Also 3 Zefra Providence. This card, you add a Zefra card from your deck to your hand, except for Providence. So this one even allows you to search out the Oracle of Zefra and then activate that card. So just quicker ways to grab it. And also 3 Terraforming. Pretty standard there, basically, because you can search out Oracle of Zefra easier, grab your search there, and if you open up 2 of these, it's not too bad, because Oracle of Zefra is that 1 field spell where next turn you can just activate again and get another search. So really, really good in that basic method. Also, to finish up the spell cards, 3 Wavering Eyes, plenty of Pendulum monsters with Astrograph to make use of with this. So popping those, searching off Astrograph, grabbing your search off of that, and then searching another card that you destroyed helps a lot, even getting off. Just remember that Zefra Yugioh has to be in the monster zone to get off that special summon effect, but you can still get off some pretty consistent searches depending on what you destroy, and hopefully, you know, resetting the scale and special summoning off Zefra Yugioh from the extra deck when he is sent there. And moving on to traps, I run 1 9-Pillar of the Yang Zing and 1 Zefra Divine Strike. These are your basic searches off of Zefra Yugioh, 1 of each, mostly because you can search them off, like I said, and he's a once per turn, so you can't get off multiple searches with him, but having these along with the other traps, counter traps that we run in the deck, just help for basic consistency. Also, I like to run 2 Zefra War. You target 1 other Zefra card you control and 1 card your opponent controls, destroy them. If you have 2 Zefra cards in your Pendulum zones, you can activate this card from your hand. You can only activate Zefra War once per turn. Still very good for that option of activating from your hand to destroy a card. And if you have other options, like say your opponent is avoiding destroying your Zefra Yugioh, use this card to destroy and get off your search to search another Zefra spell or trap. So you always have the options with Zefra Yugioh on what to do. And lastly, I just like to run the Solemn lineup, the Warning, the 2 Strikes, and the Judgment, mostly because when you open up these, and if you get your 9 Pillars play off, you have complete back row setup to stop a lot of your opponent's potential plays. They can aim for these, but that's why you have the Divine Strike or the 9 Pillars, so you can basically protect your other negations and stop their monster plays, which is more important. Because once you mess with that, there's not much more that they can do. But that is it for the main deck. We'll move on to the extra. I run 2 heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Now, it does add a lot to the deck based on search and draw power. If you only have the 1, that's okay. You can still make the deck playable with that. And the deck can be playable. Like, this is a build that I've tried and tested out way before Electromite came out. If you have cards like Metaltron, you can still do a lot of different plays with that as well. He's just there for that really, really nice option of sending and destroying. So if you have the Electromite, you can play it. If you don't hit yourself on the back or be hitting yourself, because you can still make the deck play and work with a lot of its plays. Also, 2 Metaltron. This is the Zefra Link monster. It needs 2 or more monsters special summon from the extra deck. It's a Link monster, so you can use this and Electromite to make it. With Electromite and another special summon extra deck monster, you can make this card. If a monster this card points to that was special summoned from the extra deck is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you add one monster from your graveyard or face up from the pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. You can target one monster on each player's field that was special summoned from the extra deck except this card. Banish both until the end phase, and you can only use each effect once per turn. So that effect for the destruction works really well with a lot of your Zefra monsters. And you also have the banish option, which takes care of some pesky monsters on your opponent's side of the field that you either can't get around or you just want to wait to deal with later. All you have to do is obviously banish one of yours, but pretty easy to make use of that. And I also run the one with Starboy. This is used with the Armageddonite Frisson play with the Mare, which I'll show at the end of the video. And also one Decode Talker and one Proxy Dragon, just pretty staple link monsters to use in the deck. And for the Synchros, one Yazi. This card is used for the Frisson play as well. Chafang, this card with Zefra Yugioh and Zefroxy, very, very powerful. You limit your opponent's use of earth monsters, which can come in handy as well, or depending on what other Zefra monsters you use to make this. It's pretty generic. You just need the tuner and the non-tuner, and you have this card out with its limit effect. And also one Igniter. You run basically plenty of tuner options with Frisson and your pendulum monsters, so easy to get this out and use it as well. One Black Rose, Moonlight Dragon, and the Amatrix is also used for the Frisson play. And then for the Exceed monsters, one number 41 Baguska, one Tornado Dragon, and one Abyss Dweller to finish up the extra deck. And as for the play, all you need is to open up with the Armageddonite. Use the effect of the Armageddonite to send the Frisson from your deck to the graveyard. And then you use Frisson's effect to special summon itself out, lowering its level by 4, making it a level 3. You synchro with Armageddon and Frisson to make your Yazi, which then you use this effect to destroy this and one of your opponent's cards, so maybe a pesky card that would have either ruined your play before or they were waiting on to really mess you up. After it's destroyed, you search your deck for the Mare, which then this effect, up to 3 times per turn, you can lower this card's level to special summon a Mare token to the field. Get 3 Mare tokens out in this. Use 2 of them for the link summon of the Miss Starboy. And then use the last one and the Mare that's still on the field to synchro summon into the Amatrix. And what's great about this play right here is you have your field setup if you want to use these on the field, but you can also use the Amatrix and the Miss Starboy if you wanted to, because it is a link 3 to go into your Zefra Metaltron. And you only use the basically the normal summon that turn, so if you have plenty of Zefra monsters still in your hand, you can still get off the pendulum summon that turn to where the arrows point. So it opened up a lot of options from your extra deck for your Zefra plays, which is definitely what the deck needed. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Twig out.